Derek, thank you. $10 here. He's sent in. How do you keep a straight
Yeah.
face working on skits with Stone Cold during the invasion? They were hilarious. Would you
Mhm.
ever? Was that kind of tough to do sometimes, Rob, when you're doing like comedic kind of things, or you're having a good time and you're like, oh my god, like he's gonna pop me legit on here. How did you roll with that?
Yeah, I don't remember specifically, any any times to bring up where either that or anything like that happened, but I can tell you that I wasn't like super comfortable. It wasn't like just two dudes doing their job, you know what I mean? It wasn't like I looked at him on a, horizontal level and just and was just like, hey Steve, let's get this done and fucking let's get this done and get on and get some lunch, and then when they go, okay, ready, action, and then we're in the character, and I'm, and it's like, dude, I'm this. It's not like that. He was intimidating around the clock. He was a authoritative figure, and I did feel certain ways because of that. You know what I mean? Like, I did feel a little less comfortable. I did feel like pushing back a little more, um, because I did feel, like he's someone that a lot of guys would be kissing his ass if they were younger, just because of the fan in them, or because that's the way they want to climb the ladder. I don't know, whatever. But I've always liked Steve. But back then, when I was like first, well, actually, I first worked with him in WCW in '93.
Oh, so
Uh,
you were when he was Stunning Steve.
yeah, and he was the Hollywood Blondes
Oh, how about that? Okay, wow.
one time. But working with him in WWE, with me getting a big push and stuff like that, it wasn't something that I was just like real comfortable, and it wasn't like he was just like a dude that I work with, that's like, when we're both out of character. It wasn't just like hey, Rob and Steve, just two dudes that showed up to do their job. I mean, it's like you carry that hierarchy with you, sometimes to a ridiculous point. Now is how I see it, because at this point in life, a lot of times I think about some of the guys that were below me on the hierarchy. And
Mhm.
I remember back then, when I was in that mindset of competition and stuff, even like looking at guys, I don't know, let's say like when I was in the ECW, and then there's like the BWO, right?
Right.
Stevie Richards and Meanie, those guys. Like, like, it wasn't, even though it was just wrestling experience and placement and status, even though that's all it was about, there's still part of that like carries over. I guess it's because of respect. You know what I mean? Which
Yeah.
is great, which is good if you look at it that way. But also, it can be like too much if you're the guy on top thinking that these other people that in reality are just other people doing their job. You know what I mean? They really
Mhm.
are. But sometimes in your mindset, um, you start feeling, like if you do feel like you're above them, you're a higher. I don't know if you think you're a higher status of human being, or you're just a higher status in life, or whatever, or you look down on them, or maybe you look down on them because they weren't able to make it as high as you did. I don't know, but there's a lot of that shit that would carry over that you would never know. But I guess there's a reason for it, though. You know what I mean? Like, if the original Sheik was around, I would still want to carry his bags. You know what I mean, for him.
Yeah.
Uh, and a lot of people would. It's like opening up the door for older people. It's respect. So I don't know. It's kind of confusing when you think about it. And like when I think about like back in the day, how I felt like looking at, say, uh, someone trying to get into WWE or some young guy or a new guy or whatever, it's like you feel entitled to to own your position above them, and it doesn't really have boundaries on it, and that's something that's just really weird that I'm trying to explain.
Yeah, I know too. Booker T recently joined Kurt Angle on his podcast, and he made mention how when he made the jump from WCW to WWE, he almost kind of had the mentality of like, I'm throwing everything that I kind of did in WCW almost out the window in a way, and from how like, because he was talking about trying to, fit into the locker room in certain ways and things like that, and kind of just being like, all right, I'm here and I'm gonna earn my way to kind of be like that, but like I could only imagine from a competitive mindset that it's a balance to certainly have when you're going into a new company and you're
Yeah,
doing.
I remember when I was on Steve Austin's program talking about this with him. Not, I don't think I described it the same way that I just did. I took a minute and really searched my mind, but I did tell him, that I thought of him as more of a like a boss, and he's like, well, damn, I wasn't that big of a hard ass or something, and I was like, but you were like an authoritative figure, right? And he agreed with that, um, and he was.
Yeah,